I gave people all the stuff they really needed. Social Security checks, utility bills, TV guide.
I want a TV guidance counselor. TV guidance counselor. Staying up to watch all night, and everything's gonna be alright with my TV guidance counselor.
Hello and welcome to TV Guidance Counselor. I am Ken Reed, your TV Guidance Counselor, and this is the show where each and every week since February 14, 2014, I have welcomed an interesting person to the show to discuss classic television using a TV Guide magazine from my personal collection as the inspiration for our conversation. This week is no exception. My guest this week is author Bill Carter, who you may know better as William F. Carter, because Bill is short for William. Let's see. He has a great novel called Fire and Wrath, which actually on Amazon right now, not that I always encourage people to go to Amazon, but if you want a Kindle edition, it's like $4, $4.50. Great book. Go buy Bill's book on Amazon. But local talent done good here in Boston area. Super good guy. Had a great conversation with him. I really enjoyed this one. This was a good year. This was right in the bullseye of TV Guidance Counselor episodes. Thank you everyone who reached out for my birthday, by the way, last week. And we had 4th of July yesterday. If you're in the United States, that was anyway. Hopefully you guys are surviving. Yes. I don't know. Oh my God, my brain is boiling. It's incredibly hot. So hopefully everyone is staying cool, physically and emotionally. This is June I usually like, but this June was tough. We are now in July. We are on month 7 of 2026 and made it through six whole months, half of the year. So that's pretty impressive. If you want to make it through another, I guess maybe take you a week by Bill's book, Fire and Wrath. Go on Amazon and get it right now, or get it after you listen to the episode, but I know you'll want to get it. Anyway, if you have authors or people you know or guests that you would like me to have on the show, people who host podcasts, anyone you think would be interesting, feel free to email me at tvguidancecounselor@gmail.com or ken@icanread.com, and I will do my best to get them on the show. You can also hit me up on social media at Kenneth W. Reed, REID, or if you're big bucks, you can go to the Patreon, patreon.com, and /TV Guidance Counselor. And if you have $5 or more a month, this month you would get a PDF of this week's episode of TV Guidance Counselor's TV Guide that Bill and I discuss here. So without further ado, you go sign up for that right now, get the PDF and follow along as you listen, or you don't have to. I just appreciate that you're here. And wherever you listen to this, whatever app or whatever, feel free to leave a little review or a couple stars or whatever, be honest. Whatever you want to do, if it's helpful. Anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's TV Guidance Counselor guest, author of Fire and Wrath, William F. Carter.
TV is my friend, and it has been always there for me in time of need.
Live via satellite from Massachusetts South Shore, Bill Carter. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm very good. I've buried the North Shore South Shore rivalry for the purposes of this conversation.
Thank you.
Because usually you grew up South Shore.
There's an invisible barrier there. We don't go up. We don't go like north of Boston. It's like a rule, and it's sad.
Yeah, it's like we'll go to the South Shore for like, well, you got to go down the Cape, so I guess you got to drive to Quincy. Go stop at Mary Lou's and get some coffee or something.
Exactly.
That's the compromise. But you get South Shore bar pies, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we get North Shore beef, so I mean, we're winning.
Probably. I'll give you that. I concede.
Have you ever had a North Shore beef?
No, but I've heard great things about it.
Oh, wow. I'm always curious about that because I talk about this on the show a lot, but like Massachusetts is super weird micro cultures. And I always wonder how untraveled some of those are outside of their very small regions. And I'm always curious if South Shore people have had the North Shore beef, but you got it. Unless you're vegetarian, there's no real good vegetarian option.
I could eat a steak dinner and abattoir. So
Okay.
yeah.
You gotta at some point in your life.
All right. I will make it a mission. Yeah.
I got recommendations.
All right.
But the issue you picked here, this is from June 2nd to the 8th, 1990.
Yes.
The horror icon Barbara Crampton is on the cover, oddly.
Yeah.
People probably know from Reanimator, and she's been in a lot of horror movies again in the last couple of years. But this is because she was a soap opera actress at this time.
Yeah,
and
I didn't know.
In the summer, it's very weird because there's not obviously new shows on in the summer. So the summer covers are always interesting to me to see like what they're promoting.
Yeah.
And this is the summer shape up, getting fit with two of soap's sexiest stars. So it's Steve Bond of Santa Barbara and Barbara Crampton of Young and the Restless. So is that why you picked this one?
No. No, I was floored when I saw the cover. I was like, really? No, just in my debut novel, the main story takes place in modern day, but there's an extended flashback, and the key day, which is the impetus for everything that happens afterward, all takes place on June 2nd, 1990. So it just worked out that way.
Did you have any of the characters watching TV? And if so, how accurate were you?
Yes, I did. So the main character in the flashback is graduating high school, and he has this choice that everything hinges on to either go with his friends in the circle of cool people he's trying to get into, and they're having like a big graduation party. It's going to be wild, like drinking and all this stuff. But the girl he's had a crush on forever is much more quieter and more of a homebody, or more straight-laced like him. And she says, why don't you come over to my house and we'll watch Jeopardy? And he's not much of a party guy, but he really wants to get in with these guys. And let's just say he makes the wrong choice. But yeah, I mean, I know our count, like our format started at 8:00. I think Jeopardy was like 7 or 7:30.
7:30. It was on Channel 4 here in the Boston area, WBZ. They had Wheel of Fortune at 7 and Jeopardy at 7:30.
That's right.
However, June 2nd was a Saturday.
Yes,
and
it
would
was.
not have had Jeopardy on.
Right. And I messed that up. I should have had it June 1st because it is based on like something that happened to me as a teenager on that date. And I had so much time had gone by that it wasn't until I was looking at the TV guide there was, June 2nd was that Saturday. In my brain, I just always thought I remembered it as a Friday.
You can always go revise. You know?
Yes.
And only people who notice, me and you right now.
Right. Yes, exactly.
The book's been out a while. Has anyone called you out on that?
No. And they've caught other things in it, like tiny little typos, which is not completely my fault. But yeah, people have been fact checking that like crazy. And like I said, it's a crime thriller based around arson. And I've had several firefighters and actually arson investigators read it by happenstance. And I was terrified that I would have messed something up in my research, but they were like, oh, no, hey, you did good. You did really good with that. Yeah, it's been fact-checked, but I think nobody probably, all you can do is just Google it, June 2nd, 1990. Sure. They'll tell you it was a Friday. They'll tell you what the weather was, and I'm like, I can't believe I messed that up.
I'd be worried if my research was too accurate, because they'd be like, a little bit too much about his arson.
Yeah, I was like, I hope the FBI isn't reading my search history.
Side note, because I've brought this up often, and I don't know if it should have been airing this week, but I don't know if you pick it. But Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes.
One of my favorite ever segments. Is the Omar fire. Do you recall this one?
No.
So they find it's like a subdivision somewhere, Arizona or something, and they're building new houses and stuff. And one of the houses gets burned down, and they find a VHS tape kind of in the woods near the house. You do remember this one? And it's a kid. It's someone going, "Look at the fire, Omar." Yeah. Omar. And then Robert Stack is like, "We think Omar may be a satanic cult that's active," and like all this bullshit. And then like about 6 months later, they're like, update. Omar was this kid's friend, a 15-year-old who started the fight. Like, satanic cult.
I just discovered that on YouTube like last year or something.
It's great.
So I didn't remember the name, but yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Omar.
Yeah, they found the VHS in like a backpack on the side of the road or something, right?
Yeah, and they have this whole story.
Yeah.
It's like Occam's razor. It's a dumb teenager who has a friend named Omar. That's exactly what it is. Then we get, because of the way I scan these, you get the front and back cover. So, of course, we get the Merit Ultra Lights ad on the back cover. This is a particularly weird ad tactic, I would say, on this one. This doesn't feel particularly 1990 to me, but maybe I'm missing something. It just says, yo, period. And then underneath it says, it doesn't take fancy polysyllabic words to describe Merit Ultra Lights. The simplest utterance will suffice, like G for the ultra low tar numbers, or oh my for the unexpected taste. No, when you're one of the fastest growing brands in America, you don't need a lot of overblown, overstuffed, self-congratulatory yak to impress people. Don't you agree? Yep. So is this like, hey, we're a cigarette for dumb people?
I guess, and then take forever to explain it.
Because what's the other thing? People are like, those cigarettes are kind of for like hoity-toity snobs.
Yeah.
I want like a dumbass one for me.
And then I want them to over-explain it.
Yes. Yeah. It should, like, if this whole ad just said, yo, Merit Ultra Lights, I would think that's a great ad because I'd be like, I'm intrigued.
I agree. I completely agree. It's like less is more. In the words of Adam Sandler, who are the ad wizards that came up with this one? You know,
this feels like a compromise. Like, I wonder if that was the original pitch, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, we have to explain it though, and but that ruins the whole point. And they're like, no. And then they get this thing instead. Also, love people working out next to a cigarette ad.
yeah, kind of contradictory.
Pick one or the other. Those are your choices.
Yeah.
Summer 1990 is a particularly, like, TV-wise, is a particularly strong memory for me as well, just because my age, my sort of 88 to 92 is like my sweet spot. But 1990, and especially that summer, I had turned 10 years old. And it is the summer, like at that age, you're watching, at least I was, so much more TV because you don't have to get up for school. There's reruns, so you can check out all kinds of stuff. There's also weird things on that they're sort of just rolling out. And the HBO series Tales from the Crypt and Dream On started their new seasons every summer. So that was summer for me. And June's my birthday month. We would head down to Rhode Island. We'd spend most of the summer in Narragansett, although we had cable, which was odd. So this particular, there's a lot of stuff in 1990 that I anticipate remembering here.
Oh, great.
Were you watching a lot of TV in the summer? Was that like a big deal?
Yes, because I had no life. I graduated high school. And like I said, and that incident that I talk about in the book, like I said, happened in real life, but without the same like lethal consequences in the book. But I'll just say my circle of friends that I was with kind of disowned me after that. I was trying to stick up for somebody, do the right thing, and nobody really appreciated that. So I found myself without many friends in the summer of 1990.
Better off.
So yes, probably watched a bit of TV.
Did you guys have cable growing up?
We had like the regular cable, like basic. We didn't have like any of the pay channels. So
like MTV,
and so I went by
Comedy
that
Central. Yeah.
when choosing what I would have watched. Like when I went through and picked everything, I only stuck to pretty much basic cable instead of the pay channels. So
you denied yourself the movies and the rated R things. Fair. All right.
I probably would have been allowed to watch rated R. Yeah, I was 17.
Oh, yeah.
My parents were a little.
17 in 1990, though, even with conservative parents, I feel like 17 in 1990 was like, yeah, watch whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Once we had our like our playroom in the basement with its own TV and cable box. So yeah, parental supervision just pretty much ended at that point. Yeah. So
finished basements were a den of inequity for many teenagers growing up. Do you have siblings?
Yes. Yes. So I have 3 brothers and a sister, and my sister had moved out to live with her. She was my stepfather's daughter, so she had moved out in the late 80s to live with her mother. Yeah, so it was me and my 2 brothers who were close to my age, and then I had another brother that was born when I was 16, so he was, so it was really me and 2 brothers, pretty much in 1990. it would have been just the three of us, and none of us liked the same things, and we all argued about what we were going to watch. So
Yeah, I was going to say that's the good TV down there. There was probably like a premium and a lot of arguments.
Yes.
So many people I know in our rough age group, at least one male child in their family has a remote control shaped scar somewhere in their head.
Yes. Indeed, yeah, there were some arguments about what was going to be on, and we had a VCR too, and I was starting to build up my movie library of VHS tapes and stuff. So yeah, I was a premium to pretty much whoever got dibs, whoever was there first to watch whatever and stuff. And there were probably disagreements, but we survived in the end, I guess.
Were you in Weymouth at that time, or
Oh, Quincy.
you were in Quincy in '90?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what video store you would have had. There was a West Coast Video down there, I think.
There was West Coast. There was Village Video, which was where Cablevision, where like Quincy Cablevision
Yep.
was, and I went there. And one of my favorite movies in the late '80s was Casualties of War. If you know that, with Michael J.
Heavy,
Fox,
yeah.
Sean Penn. I love that movie so much. I can't even really describe how that really took over my life. But I was friends enough with the guy who ran the video store that he gave me like the gigantic cardboard display for Casualties of War.
Nice.
And I brought it home and put it in that room, which didn't have a lot of space. And then they ended up shooting it with BB guns and
Of course.
stuff. So
It's a war movie. Were you
Yeah.
generally, and we'll get into the nitty gritty of the listings in a moment, and I can't believe I just used the term nitty gritty, but were you generally into like war movies or Vietnam War stuff? Because we were inundated with it growing up. I mean, the '80s, there was
Yes.
so much media about Vietnam specifically.
yeah, because I think it probably started with the TV shows. It was like Tour Duty.
Yep.
I
China
think,
Beach.
China Beach, yeah. And something about it just fascinated me. And I probably saw Platoon first. And I mean, that was amazing. And then Full Metal Jacket, I think that came out the year after. Just something about it, just and Apocalypse Now. And just something about it, because I had grown up with like World War II movies as a kid. And that just seemed like just a nice, straightforward, just we're the good guys, they're the bad
Square
guys. and just-
jawed, gung ho. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then like the Vietnam movies were so full of ambiguity and darkness and all these darker undercurrents. So it's just something about it fascinated me. And I loved watching Family Ties as a kid. And so Michael J. Fox was kind of like my hero. And so then when Casualties of War came out, I saw it just because I was a fan of his, and it just absolutely blew me away. And it hit me at a right time when I was, as a writer, like was exploring ideas about the moral hero and the one who's not necessarily the biggest or the toughest, but the one who stands up at the toughest time and tries to do the right thing, even in the face of becoming a pariah or even being hurt or killed. So that movie just hit me at right, like I said, a sweet spot. Hit me at just the right time. Really affected me in my late teens. Yeah.
That movie doesn't get, like, obviously Michael J. Fox got a lot of acclaim for it at the time, but it kind of gets really overlooked in like the Michael J. Fox filmography. Like it
Yeah.
really, like I hear people talk about The Secret of My Success more than Casualties of War. And,
Just
fine movie,
Yeah.
but it's like Doc Hollywood, whatever,
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but it's not like a prestige role. Whereas
Yeah.
he got so much acclaim for that.
he did such a great job, and I don't think anybody expected him to do as well with that as he did. And I even to this day, I still feel like he really pulled that off, and is a very, very underrated movie and a very underrated performance. Yeah.
It's like people wouldn't allow him to do drama because he did that, and I think Bright Lights Big City the same year. I think they were both 1990, and was amazing in both. A really good dramatic actor, and the movies did well, but people were just like, "Nah, comedies, nope,
Right. Yeah. We reject that. No, you're Marty McFly. Don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
we're not going to
Yeah,
have it." Teen Wolf,
Yeah.
that's what we want.
I feel like there was less sort of mobility back then. Maybe it's better now for people. I don't know.
He was sort of like he could have had the '90s career like Sean Penn had.
Yeah.
Like easily, like you could have pulled that off easily, but didn't seem to be like allowed to.
No.
Which is interesting because he kind of, he did a couple movies like Greedy, which was really good.
Yeah.
But then it seemed like he was like, I give up on movies, I'm going back to TV, and then did Spin City, which is also great. But I wonder if him not being allowed to do like dramatic roles in films was part of the reason he was like, all right, fine, I'm just going to do TV.
I'll bet it was. because I remember reading an interview with him way back when, and he was talking about it. Specifically, he mentioned Secret of My Success. He said at some point he's just like, what am I doing here? Like, this is so dumb. But then it made it made $100 bazillion. But I think he really wanted to cut his teeth on something more serious and more acclaimed. And like I said, I feel like people just didn't want, like I said, they didn't allow him to do that. They want to see him.
It's not what we want from you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I
You made your point. We recognize you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, and that will stand the test of time. Like nobody can take those performances away from him anyway.
They're kind of ripe for rediscovery too. I just feel like people haven't. My favorite Vietnam War movie?
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder.
I've never seen that.
Oh man. Saying it's a Vietnam War movie kind of gives a little bit away because it's got a great twist.
Okay.
But I love that movie.
Really?
It's really disturbing and weird. You'll see there's comedians that pop up in it randomly, like not Jack Black, Kyle Gass is in it from Tenacious D randomly. Lewis Black is in it. Jason Alexander is in it, but it's like a pretty heavy sort of horror drama.
All right, I will put it on the list. Yeah, it's always one of those things that's like I just never got there. I never picked it, but I've heard nothing but good things. So all right, I will definitely put it on my list. Yeah.
Also a 1990 movie, I believe.
I believe so, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on here.
Wow.
So then we get a big article about the Tonys here, which nothing really hit me. And then Carol O'Connor was still in the heat of the night. This is right before his son died and he stopped acting.
Yeah.
But really good article, kind of in-depth article on that. An article that made me somewhat nostalgic for Kmart. There's an ad for buying cassettes at Kmart.
Yes.
And I did own several of these albums. I had Seduction featuring a Dallas De Leon, former guest of the show.
Oh, well. Okay.
I had this Midnight Oil record.
Yep. They were awesome.
DeVoe. Had to have it because Boston.
Yep.
In this Heart record. Oh, and I had Corey Hart and Pretty Woman because it had a great Roxette song.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That song was great. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty solid group of tapes they got going there.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah. $8.96 each. I mean, come on. Pretty good deal.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we get the workout thing, which feels inappropriate, but is oddly sexless.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have hoped for better, but yeah.
It's really weird because it's like salacious but boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I did recognize for the chest and shoulders sections, this dude whose name I can't remember is doing like push-ups with two chairs, and we had these exact kitchen chairs. They're like super 70s like chrome and rattan things.
Nice.
I'm like, those were our kitchen chairs. When I scanned this for you, I posted those and I tagged Barbara Crampton in it because we're a lot of mutual friends, and she was very amused.
Oh, nice, cool, super cool.
Yeah,
wow.
And then there's another like an adjunct article here that's like all these different celebrities and they're asking them like how they stay in shape or trim. Yeah. It's a weird mix of people. Valerie Harper, Angela Lansbury, Victoria Principal, Susan Rattent, Gil Gerard. I was surprised. Gil Gerard was a member of Overeaters Anonymous.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And he joined a group called HOW, which stands for Honesty, Open-Mindedness, and Willingness, which is a part of Overeaters Anonymous. And within 6 months, he was down from 285 to 200. I don't remember Gil Gerard being big, but
no, he was Buck Rogers, man.
Yeah, he was in good shape. And then he was in Sidekicks, so maybe he's just a big dude, and it didn't show.
Maybe. Wow.
But I was very surprised there. Then this also reminded me that this was right after Jim Henson's death. So there's a little tribute to Jim Henson. Right. That was like the first celebrity death that just like killed me.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was just, as I said, me and my friends, we were in our late teens, and we had grown up with the Muppet Show and Sesame Street and everything. It was just, it was rough. Yeah.
He's one of those people that you felt like They could never die.
Right.
They'll be around forever.
I know. Frank Oz is still going strong.
He is, yeah. Have you ever heard the stories of when he directed The Freshman and Marlon Brando used to get in arguments with him?
No. Really?
Marlon Brando would only call him Miss Piggy. And if he gave Marlon Brando direction he didn't like, he'd be like, "Oh, what are you gonna do, Miss Piggy? You're gonna put your hand up my ass, Miss Piggy." Dude, like, and Frank Oz just had to deal with it.
Oh, poor Frank.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also kind of funny.
Yeah, that is funny though.
Then, speaking of China Beach, there's a great little article in here right before we get to the listings about how Saturday nights is going to be China Beach and Twin Peaks as back-to-back shows, which Saturday night is kind of a death spot for most shows because people were out. But like a double feature of China Beach and Twin Peaks, that's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Dana Delaney's so great. Famously won an Emmy for that show a year after it had been canceled.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
The way the season worked out, like an episode had aired right at the beginning of the year, right when it got canceled. So like it was still eligible, but like at the way tail end of the next year. So the show had been off the air for like a year when she won the Emmy for it.
Wow.
Well deserved Emmy. I love Dana Delaney.
She's awesome. Yeah.
My favorite Lois Lane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Also, you have, for people who can't see you, you have a Spider-Man 1990 McFarlane shirt on. Were you reading a lot of comics at the time?
Yeah, my brother and I grew up with comics, and he actually has a YouTube channel now where all he does is talk about comics.
What's the channel, if you want to plug him?
Sure. It's called Swarm of Comics.
Okay.
And I've been a guest star on that numerous times. He's built up quite a following in just a couple of years. He's got I think he's got 1,200 subscribers. And stuff. It built up from nothing, just word of mouth, and he probably has a couple hundred videos now. And even though we grew up together, and when we said we both collected comics, I kind of drifted away from it in my 20s, but then I've come back and I bought a lot of trade paperbacks of some of the classic stuff. Frank Miller's Daredevil is my absolute favorite comic run of all time. But he really got into the history, and he knows everything from the Golden Age on. He'll do his videos and he'll spout off these facts and this trivia, and it's wow, he really knows what he's talking about. He
absorbed it.
Yeah, and he's big into the slabbing with CGC and getting the old books and getting them graded and stuff, and he's probably got a small fortune in classic comics, somewhere in his house, which I won't say where it is.
Well, you had the New England Comics in Quincy that had the bank vault in it.
Yes. Yeah, the original New England Comics.
It was an amazing. I used to go to the Malden one, was kind of my location, or when I was at my grandfather's, the one in Brockton, which is where I met Ben Edlund of The Tick.
Did you? Nice.
Wow. But the coolest thing about the Quincy location was that it was an old bank, so the vault had all their super expensive comics, and they had a ton of pre-code horror comics in there, which you never saw.
Nope.
And it was like a museum in there.
Yeah, I mean, my brother just did a thing on the EC comics and stuff, and his own small collection of them, and the whole history of that. It's fascinating. He really knows his stuff. But I grew X-Men, Daredevil, Captain America are my favorites. Spider-Man is my brother's absolute favorite, and I happen to find this shirt in Walmart of all places.
Nice.
And I was like, this is a really cool shirt, so I bought it and specifically wore it on his when I was on his channel one time, where we were talking about related stuff, and I did it mostly just to surprise him and give him a smile. But I've always been a huge Spider-Man fan too. I love the movies. Have read all the comics along with him. We were there. We were kids when Secret Wars came out, and he got the black costume and everything. I was 12 when that was going on, so we were huge into that.
That was the first big crossover event, which is kind of hilarious now that everything is that all the time. And they no longer attempt to tell self-contained stories.
No, everything's a crossover.
So you're a Marvel guy. Noted. I was a Marvel guy, and then kind of I like the horror aspects of DC more than the Marvel stuff. Big Doom Patrol fan, got into Vertigo.
Nice. Oh, yeah, great stuff. I love DC too. Batman kicks ass. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Frank Miller's Batman stuff, his run is
Yeah.
great as well.
yes, oh yeah, yep. And Watchmen, I mean, DC's done some amazing things. So yeah, I think we were always primarily Marvel, but we're very, very big DC fans. I just got into Absolute Batman. My brother introduced me to, which is great. So like that might be my new favorite thing. It's another sort of complete kind of reimagining of Batman. Like he's this
Gotcha.
working class guy, and all the characters are there, but they're all completely different and in different contexts, different situations and stuff. So it's weird and it's creepy and it's cool and it's so different. I'm reading it going, I have no idea what's going to happen next. Like it's like the biggest reimagining to me since like Batman Begins or since The Dark Knight. Like, so
I mean, it's, as someone who writes stories and is a novelist, it's like I learned story from comics. Like,
Yes.
like it was, how to tell those things and how to tell ongoing stories and self-contained stories. And I always looked at DC as their characters were archetypes. So you could tell their story in a billion different contexts with a bunch of different spins, and it would still be the essence of the character.
Yeah.
Whereas Marvel is more about continuity and history and the sort of actual continuity.
yeah,
So they're very, very different ways to tell stories.
indeed. Yeah. Yes. That's a good point. I never thought of it that way. That's a really good way to look at it. Yeah.
Was when the continuity got too heavy. That's when I was like, all right, I can't.
I know.
I want to just read this Swamp Thing story instead.
Yeah.
So let's dive in there. Saturday night, 8:00. What are you doing?
I am watching A Fistful of Dollars.
So you're a spaghetti Western fan or Westerns in general?
Grew up with Westerns in general and just loved it because, I mean, just Lone Ranger, F Troop, like the kind of shows that were on TV. And my brother and I, we just liked anything that had violence and guns in it. I think I did from an early age appreciate the sort of the stark morality of Westerns, the whole good guys, bad guys, like clearly defined characters and the idea of one's own moral code, like a sense of honor. And I think that really, really intrigued me. I really gravitated toward that. And then to discover the spaghetti Westerns, and it was just like so cool. Like so much about style, like stylized action and the reinterpretation, reimaginings of the West, and more anti-heroes than necessarily like the good guy in the white hat. That like someone's getting that kind of moral ambiguity that I think eventually led me to crime fiction, which is my forte.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did an author talk last week, and I was talking about, I feel like there's like this eternal archetype going all the way back to like the knight errant of medieval times to the Ronin, the fallen samurai, to the old West gunslinger, and then the lone gangster. Like I feel like it's an archetype that's been reimagined or reinterpreted over and over again, and I feel like there's a lot of overlap with that. So that's what fascinates me, as like taking those archetypes and then reinterpreting them or reimagining them for a new generation or something. Love the Westerns. Love the Clint Eastwood Westerns.
All those Sergio Leone ones, and even, the sort of, I don't want to even call them off-brand, because to a degree, all the spaghetti Westerns are off-brand.
Yeah.
But, the Django stuff or some of the weirder stuff, Keoma and that kind of stuff, you ended up getting, to your point, that sort of classic American, very black and white, almost like the World War II movies, right?
Yeah, yes.
But by the time the Italian spaghetti Westerns come around, we're getting morally ambiguous. That's not fair. Not morally ambiguous. People with a code of honor that is not necessarily the societal code of honor.
Yes. Yes.
Like they're very consistent and sort of, I think when people write anti-heroes badly, the thing they miss is that it's a person who sometimes does the wrong thing for the right reason.
Yep.
And they just have them do the wrong thing for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like they get a job or they stick to a thing or they have a line they don't cross. Like they need to have that in order for you to actually, lock onto the character. It's funny. This is on TBS. TV Guide describes A Fistful of Dollars in a weird way. It says Clint Eastwood became an international star as the enigmatic, geez, I can't even say that, hero of this tough tongue-in-cheek yarn. I don't know if I would consider A Fistful of Dollars tongue-in-cheek.
I wouldn't be the first description that would cross my mind. Yeah, that's kind of, no, it's very serious.
Yeah, a very weird way. I mean, they only give it 3 stars, so I don't know. Maybe I just didn't like Fistful of Dollars. Yeah, so you watching that all night?
I would, yeah, I got that 8 to 10. Like that was the easiest pick. I was like, all right, I wouldn't even leave the room. You know,
USA that night, they had a show called Saturday Nightmares. So I always like to look at what horror movies they were playing.
Oh, okay.
And they're showing a 1972 movie called Daughters of Satan that is a gruesome chiller about a couple, one of whom's played by Tom Selleck, tormented by a coven of witches. Only 1 star.
Oh, Tom! Oh, come on! Tom wouldn't have done a bad movie,
Especially in 1972. If you want to see, Tom Selleck fight witches in 1972,
that would be amazing. And he must have been like 20 or so.
he had to be young, yeah, because he's probably in his 30s in Magnum. Yeah, I bet he was in his 20s, probably.
Yeah. I should go find that. I'm intrigued by that now.
I feel like I've seen it, but I can't remember if he's mustache or no mustache.
He's got to have it. He was born with that, wasn't he?
That's true. It's rare that he doesn't have one. I think the only movie he didn't have a mustache in was it Her Alibi with Paulina Poroskova?
Maybe. I'd have to look it up. Yeah, remember he shaved it and everybody was like, no, grow it back. Please grow it back.
Yeah, please. We want you to be Quigley Down Under again.
Yeah.
And then he made that terrible black comedy, Folks.
I never saw that, but I heard bad things.
It's so bad.
Really?
It's so bad. That pretty much killed his film career. And you know what? Rightfully so.
Yes.
Sunday night, what are you doing?
Sunday, let me see. I had Murder, She Wrote and Masterpiece Theater.
So you're going, I guess, crime drama right there, Murder, She Wrote, and Masterpiece Theater, actually. I wonder what was on Masterpiece that night.
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
Oh, yeah, no, that's no problem. I'm looking here. Lee Purcell is on. Orson Bean is on this episode of Murder, She Wrote, Boston's own Orson Bean.
Yeah.
People may know him from being John Malkovich. And let's see what Masterpiece is that night. Oh, there's a weird murder mystery made-for-TV world premiere movie on NBC that night called Revealing Evidence. Can one woman figure out the clues before she becomes number 13? He killed 12 women. He wears surgical gloves. He keeps one of their shoes. Starring Stanley Tucci, Mary Page Keller, and Wendy Kilbourne of Midnight Caller.
Wow.
And it's this full-page ad of like this dead woman in a robe. It's a little salacious. Yeah, Stanley Tucci's very popular now. I wonder if people are going back and watching Revealing Evidence.
That would be cool. Wow.
But I feel like those made-for-TV movies are fun. Masterpiece is The Charmer.
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with this. Part 2 of The Charmer. A lack of funds prevents Gorse, played by Nigel Havers, from joining Clarice Fiona Fullerton in France, so he steps up his business and personal dealings with Joan. That sounds a little boring.
Yeah, it kind of does. Okay. Sorry.
I liked Mystery, and I was always super disappointed with Mystery because they had that Edward Gorey opening animation.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this show's going to be great. And then the show isn't that.
Yeah. Not always.
I want to see
We loved it. We were
movie.
fascinated by that as kids. Like the whole Edward Gorey thing was like imprinted in my brain. But I don't remember what we watched.
You find out he's from the Cape, and there's like like super weird growing up.
Yeah. A good friend of mine is a huge fan. She's got a lot of his collectibles and has been to his house and stuff. Yeah.
That's very cool. Have you ever seen the Dracula book that he did?
No.
So there was a Broadway production of Dracula in the mid to late 70s, I think. It's the one that they ended up making the Frank Langella movie based off of, partially.
Yeah.
But Edward Gorey designed all the sets.
Oh, really?
So there's a book that he put out, which is all of his sets, and it actually pops out into like a pop-up book of the sets.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I see them every now and then out in the wild, but it's such a cool book.
Wow. I'll have to ask my friend if she knows about it.
Yeah, she must. I bet she has it.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest books ever. All right, Monday, what are you doing?
Monday, I am MacGyver and Alien Nation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So MacGyver was a revelation for me in my mid-teens because, like I said, we grew up. All the shows we watched were guys with guns. whatever era they were in, and just to me, and it was like the idea of MacGyver. I mean, the pilot of the first few episodes aside, like his big trademark was he doesn't like guns. He doesn't use them. He'll do anything else, and like he'll always use his brain instead of brawn. And that was just such a big deal for me to be like, oh, there are better ways to solve these problems. Like as an impressionable kid, it was like, no, just shoot him, right? It was just, just shoot him. But it's like, oh, it kind of elevated my thinking, and just like, yeah, like I really admire this character, the concept of him, and just I thought Richard Dean Anderson was just such a likable guy, and there were such cool stories. Like I still remember some of the tricks he pulled and stuff, and which have become now, a pop culture legend. But absolutely love that show, and I think that was a big influence on me. I mean, years and years, because like I said, I mean, just with gun violence being what it is, obviously my point of view or my opinion about guns in general has evolved, let's just say. But back then, nobody cared, and it was just this idea that like, oh, there could be a better way to resolve our differences than just violence, and that really blew me away. So I mean, I just thought it was a great show.
It's funny because I don't recall, and there may have been this, and I just don't remember. But thinking about MacGyver now, I feel like there would be parents who would complain that like their kid tried to make whatever he made in the thing, and like it's like dangerous, like, and would complain more than to show that did have a gun. Because like even like I'm a huge Spencer for Hire fan.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
And they presented Spencer as like this intellectual thinking man's detective. He's quoting Keats or something, but he was still like a shoot first, ask questions later. I mean, he killed like 400,000 criminals in Boston in 3 years. So it was interesting to see someone sort of actually sort of do that.
Yeah.
This particular episode is one of the more comedy episodes. It's MacGyver is put in double jeopardy by a rock singer friend played by Audrey Landers, who thinks her twin, also played by Audrey Landers, is trying to kill her.
All right, that could be a little lighthearted. Audrey Landers, though.
Yeah, everyone loves Audrey Landers.
Yeah.
The Landers sisters is a phenomenon that I don't think you could explain to people younger than us.
Nope. No, they were something. Yep.
You could be a guest star in a ton of shows, but you're only famous for being guest stars.
And they made a living that way.
It's like it's a chicken and egg thing. It's the Landers conundrum.
Yep.
So you doing MacGyver, and then what we do? Murder She Wrote. No, that was the before. Alien Nation. Yes, Alien Nation was such a good show. And I loved the movie. The movie's great. 1988.
James Caan?
James Caan and Mandy Patinkin.
Yes.
And it's this great crime. It's a pretty gritty, noir-y crime. It's a cop movie.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yeah.
And the show improved upon it even more.
Yeah.
And it was run by Ken oh my God, why am I forgetting his name? Ken Johnson, who created The Incredible Hulk for TV, and he created V, and he show ran Alien Nation, and it's really smart.
Yep.
And it really manages to expand upon the sort of immigration allegory. I don't even know if it is an allegory. It's pretty on the nose. But sort of all of these things, and it ran for, I think, 2 seasons, and then they did a couple of TV movies to wrap it up. But it surprisingly kind of doesn't have a big sort of cult audience. I feel like I don't hear people rewatching it or discovering it now.
I don't really hear about it much. So, like when I saw it in the PDF, I was like, oh, yeah. But I mean, they're finding that out. Like now it seems like you see a lot more with fantasy stuff. That was another revelation to me when I was young, is just like, oh, when you decide to do it as an allegory, you can get away with so much more, and you can make such a stronger statement than if you just did it with normal people. Like said, the aliens, where something is going to be a stand-in for what we're really talking about, and we can do it so much more artfully and so much more artistically and philosophically. And that was as a writer, it was like, oh, that is a really cool concept or device. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's what, as a fan of genre stuff, I'm like, genre always is about social issues, whether
Yeah.
it's intended or not.
Yeah.
Like it seeps into whatever, the times are. Like the Battlestar Galactica remake is so, steeped in torture and Iraq and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like famously, Ken Johnson pitched V as a straight miniseries about a fascist takeover of America. And the network was like, we're not interested. And he kind of just pulled out of his ass that they're aliens. And they were like, green light.
Oh, I never knew that. And I was a huge fan of that show.
He had the scripts written and everything. And he just changed it to aliens. And the great thing is you have people who will watch that and have no idea that it's not just a show about aliens. And I like to think the message kind of gets through whether they know it or not.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, we were with the Resistance 100%. Of
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Man, I'm a member of like a V fans Facebook group or something.
Oh, yeah.
And someone posted, it was like a V anti-Trump mashup thing, and which makes sense.
Yep.
And someone was like, "Oh, I didn't join this V group to hear political messages." And so I was like, "Did you ever watch the show?"
Yeah. Oh, it was absolutely political. Yeah. And that was a big wake up for me and my brothers. Yeah. I was like 12 or 13 when that came out. And just this whole idea of like all of a sudden America, the land of the free, home of the brave, under the suppression and having to fight for their lives. And like so the whole thing about V, like the World War II resistance imagery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was amazing stuff. My brother and I, we loved that show. Like
That's
I bought
great.
the novelization for it and I must have read it like a dozen times.
He continued the show in the novels.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he wrote them too. So there's one that he wrote. There's one that I got that's not the best of them, but it's called like the New England Resistance, and I just kind of like it because there's like local stuff in it. But he wrote a sequel that like final sort of tied up everything from the original series, and it's really good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You can find the paperbacks pretty cheap.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
But they're worth reading. They're pretty good reads.
Oh, that's great.
But Alien Nation is, all this stuff that you couldn't easily convey to a 10-year-old or a 16-year-old about immigrants. You're being able to convey them so much easier with this show. And like one of the things that struck me as a kid, and I'm only sort of contextualizing this as an adult now, is there's this huge thing about who these people were in their home planet or their home country and who they get treated like here.
Yeah.
So there's people who are like doctors or like a high-powered, politician or whatever. And here they're like, wash my car, idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, and that's such a true contrast that is people's real experience.
Yeah.
And it's extra impactful, I guess, watching it in that context.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And these things are like, I think they help us as kids. They helped us learn empathy.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I always say Twilight Zone made us all better people.
Yes.
Whether
Absolutely.
we wanted it to or not.
Yes. And scared us sometimes too.
Yeah. And I think that, I feel like a lot of, I don't know if, the 80s Twilight Zone was very good.
Yeah.
But I feel like people born in like 1990 and later didn't really have that.
No.
Because like you get your marathons of Twilight Zone and stuff, but like, I don't know if they had a show with that like moral message that like shook them to their core. Like everyone I know did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's an episode of Outer Limits or Twilight Zone or something that people our age, it's like, oh, that changed how I see everything.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They were so well written, so well executed. There may never be anything like that again. Yeah.
Part of it, I think, and I talk about this in the show a lot too, is you had a generation of people who lived a whole lifetime before they became a TV writer or a director. Rod Serling was in World War II.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he literally killed Nazis. Mel Brooks, like these guys were like there doing the stuff. So when they're writing stuff about it, it has a different feel.
Yeah.
And it's coming from a different place.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes. So much more weight to it and meaning. Yeah. We may never find stuff like that. Even some of the actors too. like Lee Marvin and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name from Green Acres was a war hero.
Yes. Yes. He saved a bunch of people.
He saved a whole boat full of people.
Yeah. Yes.
And probably for the best that we don't have those things, but it's kind of interesting to me that we don't see a lot of media about like the Iraq war or like war on terror or like stuff. And maybe it's out there and I'm just not exposed to it.
Yeah.
But it was so ubiquitous.
Yeah. Yes. It's, I mean, and the stuff that I'm aware of, I don't really gravitate toward.
Yeah.
Like Jarhead or movies like, because they just seem incredibly bleak, and I don't necessarily want to, that's not how I want to spend my time.
You're like, I get it. It's bad.
Yeah.
You don't need to convince me.
Yeah. Yeah. And my stepbrother was in the Army for like 7 years, and from the late 90s to the mid 2000s. So he was in Kosovo, he was in Bosnia, and he was in Iraq, and he did not come back the same person.
Of course not.
Yeah. So, I mean, it took him a long time to adjust. Just the stories I would hear from him was enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's so many people. And, like even when I think of like, Stephen King's Pet Sematary, there's a story in there about the guy who used the ground before the people in the book did. And his son died in the war, I think. And then he brings him back and he's not right. And it's like pretty dead on, but it conveys, exactly what that kind of experience probably felt like.
Yes.
I think there is some too that like we all intellectually know it's bad, so we don't need that reinforced, but we probably kind of do.
I guess, yeah. Because I think people still go, just like World War One, like the people march off with this visions of glory and like, yes, I'm gonna do all this, and then this is terrible. This is just as awful as they said it was gonna be.
Yeah.
So
I was never a Metallica fan. And I swear this is relevant.
Right.
I just wanted to say that. That's it. But the video for the song One, which is based on the movie Johnny Get Your Gun.
Yep.
In the video, they use a ton of clips from this movie.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't know what this movie is. I have to find this. And it was hard to find. I remember I think I had to go to Videosmith in Brookline to get a copy. And oh my God, like one of the most horrifying, bleak movies I've ever seen in my life. But I was like, if you showed this to every human being, we would have no more wars.
Yes.
Just be like, nope, not worth it. Sorry, I'm good.
Yeah. Agree 100%. Yes.
And I wonder how many like kind of dumbass Metallica metalhead kids probably were changed for the better.
I would hope,
from that.
Yeah. Because when the video came out, like we had never heard of the movie, but we were absolutely intrigued, and yes, it looked incredibly bleak, but it was like I loved that union of the song and the movie. Like they did such a great job with that. But yeah, it was just we weren't like doing cartwheels after watching that. Yeah.
No, is the idea. People don't know it's this guy. I think it's World War One.
Yeah. Yes.
And this guy gets blown up, and he's basically completely blind.
Yep.
He's deaf. He can't speak. I think he has no arms and legs. And he's alive.
Quadriplegic. Yeah.
And he's just like begging to just die for like 90 minutes. But it has no idea where he is, or like if people can it's just this horrifying.
Yeah.
And I remember when I'd hear that song on the radio, I would be like, where's all the clips from the movie? Because they played like dialogue from it, which made it really haunting and like terrifying. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like the song without that stuff.
Good point. I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
You just think I was a weird kid. Tuesday, what are we doing?
Tuesday. Let me see. Matlock and Yankees Red Sox.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good night there. Matlock, this is a repeat. Who is in this one? Michelle runs up against sharp lawyers, who's also the eyewitness to a murder on her first big case. I have to say, I never got super into Matlock, although I do love Andy Griffith.
Yep. Yes.
Have you ever seen Face in the Crowd?
No.
Oh man, it's such a good movie where he plays this like aw shucks like populist politician.
Yeah.
Who, like, I'm just a country boy, but he's really this evil asshole.
Oh,
And he's
really?
just manipulating people. And
Oh.
he gets his comeuppance in the end, but he's so good at it. He's playing this like, he's just, Andy Griffith is great.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever read Jim Thompson stuff?
No.
So I'm
I
a
should.
huge Jim Thompson fan, like crime writer, wrote The Grifters and The Getaway, and
Yeah.
he wrote the book The Killer Inside Me,
Okay.
which is one of my favorite crime novels ever. And it's basically about this small town sheriff who is just psychotic. Like he's
Okay.
basically a murderer, like just an evil person, sociopath, but he plays to everybody this aw shucks dumb guy.
Okay.
And he's really, and the whole book is like his inner monologue. And you're like, this guy is
Oh, really?
pure evil and psychotic, but he's all like, oh shucks, man, like to people.
Oh,
And
wow.
Andy Griffith, I'm like, if they made a killer, they've made a couple attempts at making a movie, A Killer Inside Me, but I'm like, Andy Griffith could have nailed that.
Oh, wow.
And he almost gets into that realm in A Face in the Crowd, which is a great movie.
Okay. I'm making notes there. Like, I got some movies to watch now.
I can't wait to hear what you think.
Yeah.
Rescue 911 is on, which I always like to read what happened because they're usually funny things
Yeah.
that the people always survived. So this one is scheduled. A toddler is trapped in a bird feeder.
How?
I don't know.
I have so many questions now.
That would make me watch.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm like, okay, sure. And then Real Life, the Albert Brooks movie is on at the same time. And that movie's so funny.
Yeah.
Love Albert Brooks. And then, it's in the summer. So
Yeah.
it's Boston, you're watching the Sox game.
Yeah. Yes. That was in the wake of the heartbreak of '86, but I think I hadn't given up on them at that point.
Yeah, because it was 86 was when Bill Buckner really
Yep.
ruined it for everyone.
Yep.
And then it took people, a good 15 years to start caring again.
Yeah. Yeah. But if it was on, I'd check it out.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. It's summer. It's sort of a requirement that,
Yeah. Yeah.
although weirdly, did you have this experience growing up? I feel like there was a lot of people who would rather listen to the Red Sox game on the radio, but they'd watch other sports. But like given the choice, they would rather listen to it on the radio.
My previous, so like my uncles and stuff are like the older people that I knew absolutely did that. And I never even thought consciously about that until just now. But yes, they would they'd be like on their enclosed porch, like at night, like with a drink, just like listening to the radio. I never
And you're like,
never thought
you can
about
watch
that.
this on TV, and they're like, no, why would I do that?
Yeah. Wow. That's right. Yes, they did.
They'll watch football, hockey, basketball, but they want to listen specifically to Red Sox radio on the radio. I don't know why.
And just thinking about that brings to mind just like summer, just like something about that. Yeah, it's just like, wow.
Yeah, overhearing that sort of those broadcasts with
Yep.
like cicadas in the background.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Like we're all playing, like running around, and our neighbors have it. You can hear it from their porches and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, you just really took me back. Wow.
There you go. Thanks.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yes. Yeah.
We
Thank
did it
you.
on the show.
Yeah.
Wednesday, what are you doing?
Wednesday. What do I got? I've got what you mentioned earlier, Unsolved Mysteries.
You got to do Unsolved Mysteries.
Yep. Unsolved Mysteries, then Night Court and Remington Steele.
Weird night on NBC on Wednesdays at this time.
Yeah.
Actually, ABC was pretty weird too because they would have Growing Pains and then like a rotating head of the class and then other stuff.
Head of the class,
There's
yeah.
a Charlie Brown special on because we're in June, so you do get some 4th of July stuff.
Yeah.
This one is The Birth of the Constitution. This is America, Charlie Brown. I hate this special.
I don't remember it.
It's
I remember
terrible.
I remember Race for Your Life. That was my favorite one.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
like Christmas and Halloween are like
Yeah.
just top tier
Yes. Yeah.
perfection, but then there's a huge drop off. And
Yeah.
I think this is originally from 76. I think it's got a real 70s bicentennial stink on it.
Yeah.
And maybe I should give it another chance as an adult, but I hated it so much. Unsolved Mysteries this night is a disappearance of an Ohio woman nearly 10 years ago, and Nebraska churchgoers who feel their lives were miraculously spared.
All right.
Also, one of the best, worst Chevy Chase movies is on at that time, Modern Problems, where he gets nuclear waste tinged cocaine and gets telekinetic powers.
Just the description alone is just like,
If you never seen it, it's worth seeing once. They'll
right.
give it only 2 stars. They also, for that summer, tried to bring back Adam 12. So
Yes.
there's a new Adam 12 on, which I don't remember seeing, and I can't imagine was very good.
probably not.
Then there's also a movie called Ghost Rider, made for TV from 1990. A writer, played by Audrey Landers, encounters the spirit of a restless 60s starlet, played by Judy Landers, who wants to prove she didn't commit suicide. My favorite part, genre, comedy.
Oh my God.
I mean, if that doesn't say comedy,
Yeah.
I don't know what does. That's
Oh my God. We picked quite a week.
this is a Landers heavy week with that stuff. And then what is Remington Steele that night? Remington Steele was a fun show. This is a new
Yeah.
episode. This is while searching for a missing body in Malta, Laura and Steele acquire a piece of brass that could be the key to a treasure. So this is, I think, the final season. This is the season is the reason why he couldn't be James Bond yet.
Yep. Yeah.
And they were really pumping more money into the show at this time.
Yeah.
But a fun idea that they kind of dropped a little bit later. Also, they only give this movie 2 stars, and I'm kind of bent out of shape about it.
Yeah.
HBO was showing the movie Plain Clothes,
Okay.
which is Martha Coolidge, who did Real Genius and Valley Girl, 2 of my favorite movies of all
Yep.
time.
Yep.
It's like a crime thriller murder mystery comedy.
Okay.
So basically the premise is this guy's brother is in high school and gets framed for murder. So his cop brother goes undercover as a student in the high school to like clear his brother's name.
Okay.
But it actually has like a really good sort of murder mystery plot conspiracy piece, and like George Wendt is good in it. It's just like a kind of a really smart, funny, good comedy back when they would do comedies that had like actual stakes, like a crime thriller aspect that
Yeah.
like wasn't ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a lost or overlooked movie, and it's a great movie. I don't know why they only give it 2 stars, because at the same time on the movie channel, My Mom's a Werewolf is on, and they give that 2 stars, and I've seen that, and that's no Plain Clothes.
I believe you. Just from the title.
My Mom's a Werewolf. Ooh, that's a bad movie. That's a bad movie.
And I knew Real Genius. I mean, that's a brilliant movie. So anything that the person who did Real Genius, like, I would give the benefit of the doubt. So it's weird. I never heard of Plain Clothes. I know a lot of movies, but
Yeah.
it's another one. I'll have to check it out.
Everyone's kind of overlooked it, and I don't like Real Genius is my favorite comedy of all time, and similar to what I was describing with Plain Clothes, like the stakes are real.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the thriller aspects of that movie are well done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very invested all the way, and I mean, just the characters, just the script. I mean, the dialogue. I mean, 40 years now, and like some of the dialogue is just some of the best lines. Yeah.
That's where I put my pajamas. Not why he goes in there. Of course not. Think a big guy like that could fit into your clothes. Or a Kent. Yeah, the movie's perfect. It's so smart and funny, and Plain Clothes. Not to the levels of Real Genius, but it's similar. Like I'm just surprised people haven't again rediscovered that movie, because it's in the same sort of realm.
All right.
And probably more people have seen My Mom's a Werewolf, and that's a shame.
Unfortunately.
Thursday, what are you doing?
Thursday, we got. Oh, okay. So pretty much like must-see TV. So we got Cosby Show, Different World, Cheers, and Seinfeld. Which I was like, I didn't realize Seinfeld had been on that early. I forgot.
This is the first season.
Yeah.
This is the first season. So I think it started as a mid-season thing in 1989. As Seinfeld Chronicles, and then 1990 it did not do well.
Right. It took time for that to catch fire. Yeah.
When it first started, it was on against Get a Life, and Get a Life kicked its ass.
Yeah.
And I like Get a Life, but
Yeah.
that's not a show for everybody.
No.
Before Thursday night, there's an ad in here for the Western Heritage Museum Franklin Mint. And
Oh, nice.
all that stuff's always crap. I love seeing what they're selling. This is a weird one. It's own the badges that made them legends. It's legendary lawmen, Great Western Lawmen official badges.
Ah, wow.
Crafted in solid sterling silver and 24 karat gold on sterling. And it's all these like sheriff badges. And you buy one a month, and it's just such a ridiculous. I'm like, who bought these?
I don't know. I wouldn't have even been dumb enough to do that. And I was pretty dumb.
The badges in this collection are rare. An extensive search was undertaken to locate originals used in creating this collection. Oh man, I bet these are at so many thrift stores right now for nothing.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah,
That's
kind of
awful.
cool. I'd buy one if I saw one for like a buck.
I know. Oh, they would do anything.
I'm sure I'll see him on a state sale. Cosby Show is sort of towards the end. Obviously, Cosby's a terrible person, but the show was funny and a great ensemble cast. I feel bad that they don't make rerun money because he's a complete monster. 8:30, did you say Different World?
Mm-hmm.
I love Different World.
It was good. It just seemed like it was always under Cosby's shadow, but it was a good show on its own.
Good show on its own. And this particular episode, playing the Dean, is Rosalind Cash. And Rosalind Cash is in two of my favorite movies. She's in The Omega Man with Charlton Heston. She's the lead. And she's also in Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, awesome.
And so I only knew her from those. And I remember seeing her in A Different World and being like completely confused. It was very strange to see that.
Yeah.
But a fun show. Jasmine Guy from Boston as well. And then Cheers were almost last season's 92. So we got 2 more seasons left.
We're getting there. Yeah.
But still super good. Like it kind of had no bad seasons.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld is new episodes. So this is one of those weird summer shows. Everything else is a rerun and Seinfeld is new episodes.
Yeah.
And after Jerry is burglarized, all the words I can't say are in this week, George persuades him to look at a new apartment, which Jerry takes, but which George wants too. I do not remember this episode.
I did binge Seinfeld like a year or two ago because I just watched it sporadically way back in the day. I realized there were a bunch of episodes I'd never seen. So I decided to just binge the whole thing, all whatever 8, 9 seasons. And yeah, there were some stinkers. And I realized some of the best episodes were in the final season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
I
the
didn't
first
realize
season is shaky.
that. Yeah. Yeah. It took them a little while. And you would never see that much patience now. Like if a show isn't like, hitting home runs out of like the first or second episode, like there's no way a show would have had that much time now that they luckily had back then to sort of find their feet and find their groove. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they would burn off unsold pilots. They'd air them. They'd be like, let's make back a little bit of money. They're like, we invested this much. Let's try and see it through to the end of the season. Or, very, very different time, especially a show where they would have new episodes in the summer and not have it be a show that they were just letting die there. Was highly unusual. Friday night, what are you doing?
Friday night, what do we got? We got Baywatch, Perfect Strangers, and Just the 10 of Us, which I was a huge fan of that. Heather Langenkamp.
I'll show you this. I didn't have this here. I have the world's largest Just the 10 of Us merchandise collection.
Really?
And this is my Just the 10 of Us cast shirt signed by Bill Kirchenbauer.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Jo Willette, who played Connie, is a buddy. She's from Maine originally. Had her on the show. She gave me a bunch of original scripts. I have like tons of continuity scripts. I love Just the 10 of Us.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. I feel like nobody else. That's another one that like people don't seem to really remember. But that was a great show.
Yeah, it got unfairly canceled. It was doing well in the ratings, and it got canceled due to sort of politics at the executive level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, essentially there was this company called Miller Boyett who produced like Full House and Perfect Strangers and a few other shows. And they made a deal with ABC where they were like, we want all our shows on Friday night, like became TGIF. they were like, the only show you have on that lineup right now that's not our show is Just the 10 of Us. So we want all our shows. So the network was like, okay, we'll move Just the 10 of Us. So they pulled it out of Friday, but they had no other place to move it. So they just canceled it.
Oh,
But it was like number one in its time slot. It did really well. They were pretty much greenlit for the next season. It was pretty unfair. And that show holds up. It's really funny. They did some really weird fourth wall breaking stuff. It's a smart show. I love that show. Love it.
yeah. I'm so glad to hear that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've met the whole cast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's I'm obsessed with that show. And the kid who played JR in that show,
Yeah.
he directed most of Mad Men. He directed WandaVision, and he directed I think the last Avengers movie.
Really?
Yeah, he became
Oh,
a behind the
wow.
scenes guy. He owns a bunch of theaters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but very, very strange. Which makes sense when you watch WandaVision because he like completely understands sitcoms.
Yes. Oh, very much so. Yes.
Because
Yeah.
he was, in them since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Baywatch, this is season 1 of Baywatch. So this is not the Baywatch everyone remembers.
Right.
It was originally on NBC. It got canceled, and then Hasselhoff and the producers asked NBC if they could buy the show back, which was insane. The network
I
was
didn't know
like,
that.
yeah, take it. They bought it back for $5,000. And then started making new episodes in first run syndication, and it became the biggest show in the world.
Yep.
Because the network was like, yeah, have it. What are you going to do with like the idea of someone wanting to buy the rights to this show that you canceled that no one watched? They're like, enjoy. And it got huge. So
Yes.
this is the first season. Erica Laniak is on that's still Billy Warlock.
Yep.
They were still trying to be somewhat serious. There was not a
Yeah.
lot of musical montages. Hasselhoff didn't sing. But it was still on.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't become like the cheesecake, kind of thing.
It was there, but you didn't have like 10-minute musical montage scenes.
Yeah.
But Pam Anderson wasn't on yet.
No.
Yeah, but still, interesting.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of great movies on this night that are movies I intrinsically link with summertime. So Return of the Living Dead is part 2 is on. Part
right.
1 takes place over 4th of July weekend. So I usually watch that on 4th of July. I like part 2. It's a full on farce comedy. They only give it 1 star.
Wow.
I think is kind of unfair. Back to the Beach is on, which is such a good movie. It's
That
Frankie and
sounds
Annette.
familiar. But
This Frankie and Annette from the Beach Party movies, and it's like them now as middle-aged people going back, and it's just like this really funny, knowing like nostalgia fest of all these old TV stars, and it's really well done.
Okay.
They only give it 2 stars. Again, not fair.
they're tough.
They really are. They really are. And then Tales from the Crypt, the episode premiering that night, is maybe my favorite episode ever of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And this is a young ventriloquist learns some gruesome new tricks from his retired mentor. This one stars Don Rickles as a retired ventriloquist, and the young ventriloquist who's trying to be mentored by him is Bobcat Goldthwait. And it's really funny. And Bobcat's told me amazing stories about this episode, like that without giving anything away. Don Rickles gets like injured quite a bit in this episode. And, they were directing him and they're like, I want you to be like, fuck, and he's like, no, I'm sorry, I don't curse.
Really?
And they were like, what? And he's like, yeah, no, Don Rickles does not curse.
Oh, wow.
Bobcat was like, you say the most vile, hateful things, you don't curse. It's like, no, I won't do that.
That's amazing.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Also on Cinemax, the movie Shag is on, which again is a good movie. It's sort of this, it takes place in the 60s. It's these girls on spring break and they go to Myrtle Beach. It was written by a former guest of the show. And it's a really good nostalgic movie. And Terry Sweeney wrote it, who was on SNL. And Annabeth Gish is on it. And it is a great movie. It's a fun movie. It's a great like coming of age, sort of in the vein of Dirty Dancing, Wonder Years kind of thing.
Okay.
Again, 2 stars.
Wow.
But very summertime, like a very summertime. Like this is a tough call movie night.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Oh man, HBO's One Night Stand is Blake Clark, really funny comedian who's also in Shakes the Clown, the Bobcat Goldthwait movie.
Okay.
Blake Clark, actually, Vietnam vet, like tough guy. He famously claims to have seen ghosts at the Comedy Store in LA and was like shook.
Oh, wow.
People told me that like Blake Clark was a big dude. He was like pretty unflappable, but like when he claimed he saw this thing, he was like genuinely terrified.
Wow.
And I remember that special. It's very good. This episode of Just the 10 of Us is too proud to accept charity. The coach may be forced to moonlight to bring home the bacon after Elizabeth brings home free surplus cheese. This was the episode that also one of the network's wives saw and was like, I hate this show.
Oh.
Which helped make that decision of canceling it as well. This is a really fun episode. It's funny and weird. All the girls get jobs. It's fun. It's a good one. I have a love of this episode.
Wow.
Also, the sequel to Saturday the 14th, Saturday the 14th Strikes Back.
I didn't know there was a sequel.
Oh yeah, I like the sequel. People hated the sequel.
Wow.
They only give it
Remember
one
the
star.
Oh.
It's a fun movie.
I believe you. Wow.
Just me. But man, this is a killer night. There's like too much on that I would enjoy.
Yeah, I guess so. Wow.
Even 2020 that night is a behind the scenes look at the production of Dick Tracy.
Wow.
Which is probably entertaining because that movie's bonkers.
Yes, that is a crazy movie. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
Have you seen how Warren Beatty still keeps the rights and he has to put on like fake Dick Tracy things every couple of years to renew his rights?
Does he? Oh, I didn't know that.
So during COVID, he did like a staged like Zoom reading of like a Dick Tracy script, and you can watch it online, and it's nuts.
Wow.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's a weird.
Wow.
But bad movie, but looks cool and is worth watching for just how that even happened.
Yes. Yeah. They were ambitious. I'll give them that.
I mean, it was Warren Beatty. He had the power to just be like, I want to do this. And some people were like, yeah, pre-Ishtar.
Yes.
Like, go for it.
Yeah, they're big.
He can do no wrong. It's Warren Beatty.
Right. Exactly.
So that is the week, Bill. But as you know, TV Guide does not just have informative information. It has opinions and it cheers and jeers. So to end this week, I would like to read you the cheers and jeers of this week, June 2nd to the 9th, 1990, and see if you agree or disagree with these.
Okay.
So cheers and jeers is unsigned, so they tend to get pretty bitchy. Which is always fun. Cheers to Nora Dunn of NBC's Saturday Night Live for following her conscience and refusing to appear on a program with a guest host she considers unconscionable, comedian Andrew Dice Clay. The unprecedented boycott by an SNL cast member was prompted, says Dunn, by Clay's contempt for women, gays, and blacks. In this era of nasty and narrow-minded humor, it's encouraging to know that there's at least one comedian who feels that ignorance and prejudice are just not funny. A cheer within a cheer, rare, to singer Sinead O'Connor, who is scheduled to be the musical guest on the same SNL show, for also saying no dice to appearing with Clay. I loved that they did that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and that kind of ruined Dunn's career, too.
It did. They were like, we don't want you on this anymore. And she's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yes. When she pops up and stuff, she's great.
Yeah. So, it goes to her. Yeah. Big time.
And then Sinead O'Connor was rescheduled, and when her rescheduled appearance was the Fight the Real Evil Pope thing.
Yep.
Which they got more mad at her about than Andrew Dice Clay.
Yep.
That's a terrible episode of SNL as well.
Yes.
Jeers to the cable music channel VH1 for its decision not to renew VJ Bobby Rivers' contract. On a station frequently marked by idle banter, the spirited and provocative style of Rivers, pictured, was always a welcome relief. One of our favorite examples of Rivers' unique approach remains the time he unexpectedly started to read aloud from a John Cheever novel, paused, and told viewers either he could continue reading or he could give them some Dirty Dancing tour dates. Understandably, he opted for the latter, but we appreciated the irreverence. If only the powers at VH1 had too. Okay.
I remember watching like MTV and VH1, but I don't remember him specific. I can't picture a face, but
I have so little memory of VH1 VJs.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I just didn't like Michael Bolton enough at that time to watch VH1 over MTV.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Cheers to the Arts and Entertainment Cable Network's new weekly magazine series, Arts and Entertainment Review. Hosted by veteran newsman Eric Burns, Review is a stimulating blend of cultural news, features, and live performance. On the premiere, Harold Prince gave a backstage look at the new musical version of Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Dennis Hopper discussed the work of pop artist Keith Haring, and E.L. Doctorow read from his novel Billy Bathgate. There's an art to covering the arts, and the folks at Review seem to have mastered it. Congratulations on an impressive opening. Dennis Hopper talking about Keith Haring? I want to see that.
Wow.
That's like pulling two names out of a hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Dennis Hopper was a smart guy. Maybe he has some insightful things. I'm curious.
Yeah. That's great.
And finally, jeers to vanity reaction shots used by TV interviewers and carried to a new level of annoyance by Connie Chung on CBS's Face to Face with Connie Chung in interviews with Arsenio Hall and Gene Wilder. Chung made it virtually impossible to forget her presence. To wit, Arsenio impersonates pal Eddie Murphy. Cut to Connie laughing uproariously. Wilder talks about late wife Gilda Radner's struggle with cancer. Cut to Connie, concerned and sympathetic. Chung isn't the only one guilty of this flagrant attempt to make the interviewer seem as important as the interviewee, but someone of her stature doesn't have to resort to such banal distractions. Next time there's a stargazing session, the only one we want to be face to face with is the real celebrity. Ooh.
Wow.
What a scathing takedown of Connie Chung.
And I mean, that's like, I don't know if that was a transitional time. I remember Michael Crichton's Rising Sun, the novel.
Oh, yeah.
There was a whole thing when they're like in a TV studio. I don't even remember why. And the newscasters are counting their lines and they're acting more like actors.
Right. You got more lines than me.
Yeah. So I feel like there was this transition in the 90s where they went from being, I don't want to say talking heads, but sort of fixtures to being they started to turn to celebrities of their own. And it was an interesting evolution, but this kind of may have been like the beginning of that. I don't know.
Yeah, especially in the interview style things, because they would all want these prestigious. They were all trying to out Barbara Walters, basically. Yeah. And so, I get it. Like they were trying to make it their brand and whatever. But yeah, it is a little bit annoying when it's all about them and not the. But again, I don't think anyone other than the person who wrote this jeer probably even noticed.
Probably.
Like this was an old man angry and taking down like notes of exact times, like at 12:01 she's her again.
And she was pretty inoffensive if I remember right.
Yeah, Connie Chung wasn't asking like hard-hitting stuff.
No.
Which Walters did sometimes, but not Connie Chung.
Yeah.
Not Connie Chung.
Wow.
Man. Well, that is the week. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so glad you had a chance to sit down and took the time to look through 1990.
Yeah, thank you. This is amazing. This is such a time capsule. So, oh man, thank you. This is great.
There you go. That's Bill by Fire and Wrath. Check out his book and anything he writes. He's a great writer. If you like crime novels, which I do, and you like things set in the Boston area, which I also do, you should check out his stuff there. Next week, we have a brand new episode, so I hope to see you then for that brand new edition of TV Guidance Counselor.
I wouldn't have even been dumb enough to do that, and I was pretty dumb.